if I knew in the beginning, like, this would, you know, you guys would like to hear the trauma abuse stories. Well, shit, I would have started that shit, like, way a long time ago. My dad never called me by my name. My name's Sarah. He never called me by my name. He only called me son or boy. No matter where we were or what he'd never, hey boy, get over here, boy. Son. And you know, I never asked him why. I think intuited that he wished I had been a boy and he didn't get one, so he just was gonna. But then I got older and started learning about trauma, and then I started realizing that he was doing this horrible shit to me because, oh my God, because probably it was done to him. And like, okay, so like my dad was the oldest of 3 sons, and he was the oldest, and there was the middle one who was just batshit schizophrenic, fucking crazy. Supposedly, he was released from a psycho hospital the year I was born and disappeared. And nobody's heard from him since. But my dad and my stepmom and my sister and my grandmother, we all lived in the same house. They would all they would lie about everything. And I'm just talking about just dumb shit that they didn't even need to lie about it. Because like the truth just sounded better. And it was the truth. They lied. And then they would tell me I had to go say the lie too. It would be over like just dumb shit about things that they thought people were thinking about them. I mean, like I'm trying to remember some specific examples, but I mean, like they lied so much that I can't. Like everything that they said was a fucking lie. Sometimes I would ask them. I would be like, well, why are we telling this lie? Why don't we just say the truth? It's easier. Like, okay, but here's one. I wasn't allowed to tell any of the kids at school that my stepmom was my stepmom. I was not allowed to let anyone know that I had a biological mother who wasn't my stepmom. And, you know, I didn't mind because when my dad married her, I had no mother. I don't recalling missing a mom or I don't know. But I do remember my stepmom telling me a whole bunch of times, and this is what they would always do to me. They would make up some shit, and everybody in the family would all know about it, and they would repeat it back to me. They would just keep repeating it back to me, and it wouldn't matter which person it was. They would use the same words in the same sentence. It was bizarre. And I wish, like, me just saying it isn't really just explaining the gravity of it, but, or like, I remember, okay, like when I was in the 3rd grade, some bullies caught me coming out of the school building for recess. One of the bullies was in my class, but I didn't talk to anybody. It's not like we were enemies. She was with her cousin, and they both came from like the trailerist park of all the trailer parks in my city. I guess they were pretending to be friendly, and they brought me around to the back of the building, and I just stood there. The older one, who was also the shorter one, her name was Sarah too, except she didn't have an H. And I swear to God, this has been my thesis, like Sarah's that don't have the H. I wish I could explain this, but like Sarah's I'm sorry if you're a Sarah without an H. Bless your heart. I bet you wish you had that H, don't you? Because the Sarahs without the H, they're missing something, and I think it's the fucking H. 3rd grade, so I'm 8 years old. The bullies, though, they've failed. They've already failed like 2nd and 3rd grade like 12 times, and one of them, I think, had already had a baby by the time she was in the 4th grade. I'm not even joking. And they bring me to the back of the building, and the shorter one just starts just kicking me in my pussy just as hard as she can. Just wham! just kick me, Mom. And again, this is what I did. This is before I knew about fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. In fact, back then they didn't have freeze and fawn. They just had fight or flight. But I was definitely I'm a freezer. And you know what? When I found out that I was a freezer, I had a real problem with that. Oh, I'm definitely a freezer. I'm definitely a freezer. When something happens, I'm just gonna stand there and observe it and not say a word. I'm a freezer. And a little bit embarrassed about that. And so she just kept on doing it, and I wouldn't move my face for her, like. But my stepmom had told me, if anybody at school tries to pick a fight with you, you lay down on the ground and you cry. And if you don't, when you get home, you're gonna be punished. Which I stayed punished. They didn't call it punished, but I couldn't leave my room ever. I was never allowed to cross the street. I could never go anywhere, I couldn't go to people's houses. I didn't want anybody coming to my house. And, oh my God. My whole childhood was just like dysfunction, and it took all the fun out of the dysfunction, but Jesus fucking Christ. But anyway, somebody eventually went and ran and got the principal, and so she got in trouble, but I never gave her the response, I guess, that she was looking for. Not because I was like trying. I remember like after being rescued, and just like I had to walk with the rest of them back to the principal's office, and shit like that would happen, and then I don't remember having any thoughts or feelings about any of it. I didn't say anything. It was fucking weird. I was a weird little kid.